In a world looking for something to listen to, a group of friends rise to the challenge. It's PopSamurai.
And we're back. Thank you guys for joining us here on Wednesday's TalkDoJo. Paul, how you doing?
Good.
Doing good?
You?
It's another day. It's another dollar here on PopSamurai's TalkDoJo. We're here some random topics. Anything new going on in your life, Paul, at all?
I'm trying to think about this. No.
Nothing new, nothing going on.
I got nothing.
Yeah, well,
I who have nothing.
That's all good. Every Wednesday we bring you guys TalkDoJo, our random talk podcast, where we sometimes bring a cool subject. Paul, I got a topic. Actually, it's more kind of a question. Question is, right? And it's kind of one of those just like hypothetically, what would you do, right? Say you're traveling, right? You come across a genie's lamp, right? You rubbed it, the genie came out. Whatever.
Was he excited?
Right? He was excited. Thank you for rubbing me off. I'm out of the lamp now. You are going to be granted 3 wishes.
What part of the lamp do you actually rub? Is it the
long
the base part, or is it the long
part,
shaft part?
So
are the wishes different if you rub the shaft part opposed to the main part?
I believe that he's more satisfied if you rub the shaft part, and
all
then
right.
when he comes out.
So beat it off.
So it's a hypothetical question, and it's an age-old one. If you were confronted by a genie who was going to grant you 3 wishes, right? And keeping in line with, like, let's go with the Disney movie rules here, right? Genie was like, you can't make someone fall in love, you can't bring someone back from the dead, and I think you can't ask for more wishes, right? I think those are the 3 ones that Robin Williams stated in the movie.
Okay.
What would you ask for or wish for? Also, keep it in mind, right? Keep this in mind as well. You don't know if this genie's a dick. Is he like the Wishmaster genie where he turns it on you? Or is he an actual Robin Williams genie who gives you exactly what you wanted?
That's why you don't jump the gun and make the wishes right away.
Exactly, right? Because like anybody's like, well, let me see. I mean, maybe I wish that I lived forever or something like that.
You don't want to do that.
And then
because they might make it where you live forever, but you age. Think about that. That's
Dick Genie.
That's a fucked up
Right?
reality,
That's
man.
Dick Genie right there, right? Just you live forever.
You end up looking like the Crypt Keeper, and you're always in pain because you're rotted out.
You're like all just withered and just like in pain, and you're like, I can't die.
Yeah, you can't wish to be better looking, because if you wish to be better looking, if you look at society itself, what people find attractive changes over time.
Exactly.
So it goes with. I've seen a lot of these movies where they have like the cast like teenagers, and I sometimes feel they're kind of weird looking now. Like, what, the standards have changed as far as like this person's good looking, that person isn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
It's a tricky line to thread here, right? Because like I'm asking this, right, and people are probably listening to us like, that's an easy question. Ask for this, ask for this. But again, you don't know if this genie's a dick or not, right?
Sure, it's kind of like if you wish for a time machine, Dick Genie will make it so you can either go one direction or another.
Yeah, it's like maybe the monkey paw scenario. Whatever you wish for, there's something bad that's gonna come out of it.
Right.
I want a turkey sandwich. Just like in the Simpsons episode, I want a turkey sandwich, this and that. It's dry. Oh,
yeah.
No. You know, it's just like something's not right. You know what I mean?
I say just don't even bother with it.
You just walk away from that power?
You walk away, you got to.
It's so,
great
so
power
tough,
comes great responsibility.
Exactly.
Don't do it.
Man. Just thinking about it too, it's just maybe I would wish for like money. But then what is money really worth sometimes, you know?
Dick Genie will give you money from a foreign country that you can't use. and you go to get it exchanged, and it's like, oh, we don't exchange that here in the United States.
Okay, so let's think about this. What if you knew he was a Dick Genie?
So now all of a sudden you're going on eBay and you're buying stuff from like eBay Russia.
So say like, okay, so the scenario I brought up to you was like, you don't know if he's a Dick Genie. What if you knew he was? What if you saw him fuck someone over right before you rubbed that lamp? How would you outsmart the genie to get what you wanted anyways?
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna take a chance with it.
No, I'll take a chance. I'm like, so if I've asked for money and then he like, okay, so let's see, I wish for $1 million and then he gives me $1 million in like fucking euros or something like that. I don't know how much that
pennies, pennies.
You know,
like all of a sudden, the guy would love $1 million, and all of a sudden you just see like the windows of your house explode. You're standing on the outside. And it's just nothing but pennies, and it just like shatters out all your windows.
You spend
the walls burst out.
You gotta spend all that money to redo your house, and just like fuck. I want $1 million.
You get $1 million, and then what ends up happening is you're constantly getting your ass kicked because people are just always trying to rob you. That's what would happen with Dick Genie.
Maybe I would. Dick Genie, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, don't do it. You might have to pal around with him for a while just to see how he is.
Maybe.
You can kind of hang out, maybe see him like grant other people wishes, then that way you'll know whether or not they got Dick Genie.
Fuck Dick Genie.
Don't do it.
Smart you.
Don't do it.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, what if I said I want to be able to win the lottery anytime I wanted to? I can just like, hey, I see a lottery. I'm like, I want to win that one, and it just happens. What would Dick Genie do to stop me from getting that one?
I don't know.
See, booyah!
Wait, you win the lottery, but it turns out that there's like 700 people that shared the ticket.
Son of a bitch! Yeah.
That's Dick Genie.
Dick Genie, you son of a bitch! Oh, this is a good question. Actually, I was like, this is probably a quick one. Looking at it,
you wish for $1 million and $100 bills, and it's all Monopoly money.
Listener out there, think of a question. Think of a wish you could ask Dick Genie. You know he's a dick. You know he's gonna do something to turn it around against you somehow. What do you ask him? What do you wish for?
You wish for a bigger dick, and he gives you elephantitis.
Jesus. What if he just like grants it and it's like, I want a bigger dick, and he's like, fine. He snaps his finger. You got a big dick, but it's so big that it's
deformed. It looks like an elephant.
Like you can't even like fit in the pants anymore.
It looks like dried up cattle cock.
You drag it around, and it's like you're getting burns all the time because it's constantly dragging. You can't do nothing. You know, you can't even like consummate any marriages or like that because you're just.
It has rash issues.
God, got a rat infestation. Oh my lord.
Well, if you'll grant your wish, but you have to give up something, like a hand, a foot, eyesight, or hearing.
Okay, yeah. Let's
would
go
you
with
do
this.
it?
What if he wasn't a dick? What if he was like, you have to trade for your wish? You get 3 wishes, but each wish you had to trade something for that wish. What would you trade off for a wish?
My car.
Your car?
Yeah, I can always buy a new car.
So you would trade off your car?
Yeah, why not?
For what wish?
$1 million.
$1 million?
Yeah.
What if he said?
How many Nissan Versa notes could I buy with that? Quite a few.
If you had to relinquish something from your mind or body, what would you release? I mean, I know a lot of people were like, man, I'd give my left nut for $1 million. Would you give up your left nut for $1 million?
I'll give up my memory of high school. How's that?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I still have a diploma. I just don't remember those 4 years.
4 years of your life gone.
Hey,
like
there was somebody in my neighborhood growing up that got hit with a softball. And he didn't remember anything. Like there was like weird stuff. Like I guess he didn't remember. Like he had to like relearn. Like he didn't like recognize his parents or his family. he didn't remember like most of like middle school or something like that. It was crazy. I don't remember what the full story was, but I was like, that kind of sucks. You know, to like never get that back. But he didn't get $1 million.
Damn it. He didn't get $1 million. Would you only ask for $1 million? Giving up your memory? I'd probably ask for like $1 trillion or something like that. It's like, I want $1 trillion.
Oh, that'd be great to like
I'd
just
never have to worry
erase the memory of like just like a shit ton of like ex-girlfriends. You know, dude, wipe that shit out of my mind.
It's clear. I'll make more space. I'll do it.
Can you look like a bigger dick when you see them in public? Don't you remember me?
No.
No, I have no idea who the fuck you are.
Bye.
What an asshole. I seen him do what he said to me. He doesn't remember me at all. That'd be great.
Oh my lord. Yeah, I don't know what I would give. I might give up the memories, some memories, maybe some high school memories, maybe just the school part. Everything outside school, I'll just have a bunch of holes in my memory of just like, yeah, I was this, and this, and then I woke up, ate breakfast, and then I don't remember what happened for 8 hours that day, and then I came home. Yeah, I'd probably give up that. Would you give up any fingers?
I might be able to give up like the pinky on my right hand. I don't know how often I really use it. But the weird thing is like I'm left-handed, and when I was wrestling, I broke my right thumb. And when my right hand was casted, I figured that's not a big deal. I'm left-handed. You don't realize like how much you use your other hand. Oh, this sucks. This is really shitty. So it's hard to say like what you would actually give up.
I have another question for you. All right.
Sure.
So this one's kind of in your wheelhouse here, because you're like Doctor Who.
Yeah.
All right. Say you were granted a power, right? And it maybe it's only good for like a couple bursts, right? Maybe let's limit it to
regeneration.
Like, let's do the wish limit here. You have 3 times you can use this power, right? Let's run through a couple of them, right? So let's say you have 3 chances in your whole life, your entire life, right? You have the power to travel forward or backwards in time, right? Round trip, so back and forth, right? Like you would go back, and you can go back for a grand total of, in that time period, 5 minutes. Let's say you just poof someplace for 5 minutes, and then after 5 minutes expires, you're right back to where you had left, right? What would you do with those 3 times you could travel backwards or forward? 5 minutes. That's all you got in that time period that you traveled to.
5 minutes each time, 3 times.
Yeah. So basically, it's like you're sitting right here. You're like, I want to remember what I ate yesterday morning. Go back, time, yesterday morning.
Is there how many years can I go back?
You're in your old body, like you go back consciousness, right? You're X-Men Wolverine style in it, right? You go back in consciousness, but then when you poof into yesterday morning, you're there for 5 minutes. 5 minutes is up. Poof right back to where you left off.
And now I can go anywhere in time?
Forwards or backwards, as long as you're alive. As long as I'm alive. Because you go back in consciousness, you don't just poof somewhere, right? You go back in your consciousness. So wherever you were, you can go back to that point into your mind for 5 minutes. What would you do? That's a good one. 5 minutes in a certain body, in a certain period of your life. You're walking on the street. You can poof into your mind at that point. You're walking down that street.
But now that changes your whole timeline because you made that one choice.
Could.
So like you can't go back in time to like high school and take the first swing because that might go. Now all of a sudden, boom, that led to bad things. Now when you go back to your own time, now all of a sudden you're in prison. You go
back in time. It's like, you know what? I remember this one time.
I would just observe.
This bully took the first shot. I'm gonna go back and Han this motherfucker. Go back. I punch first.
Right.
Okay.
Before they hit you, you kick them in the balls.
You find out that you're in jail now.
Now all of a sudden you go back to your regular timeline. Yeah, you're in jail because the family sued you because that person could no longer have kids. Turns out you killed a future president.
Jesus Christ. That got dark for a second, Paul. So I mean, you would use it to go back more than forward.
Well, you don't know what. Yeah, see, that's the catch. If you can go backwards or forwards, as long as it's in your own time stream, you don't want to go forward because you might not be able to come back.
That's right.
You could possibly wake up in a coffin.
That's possible for 5 minutes.
5 minutes. You could wake up in the crematorium.
What the fuck is the crematorium?
Where they cremate you?
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, dude. You don't want to wake up in the oven, man.
My mind went to something very different. Okay, go ahead. All right. So you would go back. What would you go back to?
Don't know. I think I said I would have to. It would just be for like observation purposes. Oh, I think would be great is like, say you go back like with school and now you signed up for classes. That'd be crazy because now let's say you go forward in time, now you have a degree, but because you're only in that time stream for 5 minutes, you changed your entire future. Now you're like a surgeon, but you don't remember, you only changed your timeline.
Exactly.
So you don't remember any of the school you went for, and now all of a sudden you pop back into your regular time stream, and you have somebody on the operating table and their heads open.
Exactly.
You got to perform brain surgery.
Days of Future Past. The second that Wolverine woke back up in his body, he remembered
you change your past, and now all of a sudden, when you pop back into your regular time stream, you just put the landing gear down on a 747. You have to land that plane.
Go back in time.
Now you screw up your entire future because you crashed the plane. You're the only survivor, and you end up being sued, and your whole life just yeah. What if you now all of a sudden like you go back in your own timeline? Now you're trying to land a plane in the Hudson River. Nope, okay, it's best to just observe.
Let me ask you this, right? Same thing. Say you never used this power, but you knew you had it. Let's say you were on your deathbed. What would you do? You obviously can't go forward. You're going to go back. What would you do? You're about to die. You know you're going to die. The doctor's like, you got a tumor in your brain and your dick. You got 12 hours. What are you going to do?
Well, if you can kind of pinpoint what possibly caused this, you could change that. Like let's say
you got 5 minutes. Remember,
let's say you end up with cancer because like you're doing something like breathing in fumes from like silicone molding or something. And
very specific.
So then you know where you got it. So then what you can do is right before you pop in that very moment where you accept the job and you're like, you know what, I don't want it, and you walk away. Boom. Now your life might be worse, like, oh God, I'm broke, but you know what? You're still alive.
Extend your life.
Now you've extended your life. Now you can go in a different direction. Try something else new.
Yeah, because like literally, like if I think about it,
woo, dodge that bullet.
I went through I went through my whole life, right? I remember everything, and then I'm on my deathbed, right? I could totally change the outcome of my life if I just go back, because I got 3 bursts right now. 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes.
Right.
There are 3 points in my life that I could probably go back in time and maybe change something in that 5-minute time period and change my whole life and see what happened, right? Then again, who knows, right? Who knows? It's a tough decision to go back for like that amount of time. I don't know. It's because 5 minutes round trip, right? You go back 5 minutes. Then you're poofed right back. You don't get to live the life after you made the decision. So I was like, I don't remember anything I did.
You just created an alternate time stream.
If I had the power now, I would probably plan it out. Like the rest of this week, I was like, okay, what's the lottery up to right now? Okay, the second they announce the numbers, right? I go back. I'll take a sheet. I'll fill out some random numbers, right? When they announce the numbers, I'll wait for that numbers. My numbers don't match, obviously, because no one ever wins this shit. Okay, stop, back in time to the point that I'm filling in that sheet and fill it in differently. And that way, I win.
You end up killing a bunch of people because the
no,
person,
don't butterfly affect
the
me,
person
Paul.
who would have won it has now become depressed, and they did something bad to themselves. You got to be very careful when it comes to time travel because now all of a sudden you could potentially, you got to be careful. You don't want to change a fixed point in time.
But is that a fixed point in time?
Your actions might, that person, okay, let's put it like this, for instance, when it comes to this. Now, Donald Trump isn't a self-made millionaire. Donald Trump borrowed money from his father, okay? So, and then worked his way up from there. So now let's say you changed somebody from winning a lottery. What if that person had taken, because you're not going to research this, because you just went back to that moment. So you go back to that moment. Now, this person didn't win the $2 million, and this person originally took that money and did like a greater good. So what if they ended up using it, and that money indirectly then changes the future and finds the cure for cancer? What if that money, half of it goes to shelters for homeless pets? So now all of a sudden you change the lives of all those animals. Now there's all these families that don't get those animals. Now you've indirectly changed all of their lives. So it's better to just go back through time, observe something, because you could be like, now, where did my life go wrong? If you kind of think, am I gone wrong here? You can go back to that point, see what you did, and now when you come back, you can realize what you need to do to fix that instead.
Interesting.
Yeah, see, you can't run these questions by a person
Okay,
that's
fine.
a
I
fan
won't
of
win the
time
lottery,
travel.
Paul. God.
Don't do it.
Go back in time. Go back in time when I'm sitting in that tech class. And
Unless you plan on doing a greater good with that money.
Go back in
not to
time
just
when I'm
be
sitting
rich.
there in that tech class, that computer class, and that audio visual class, and write down on the pot in my notebook over and over again for 5 minutes. Do a fucking podcast. Do a fucking podcast now. Learn everything about AV. Join AV. Podcasting. Listen to me. I'm from the future.
Well, maybe it wouldn't be just buying, winning the lottery. Maybe it's just buying stock.
Ooh, you know what? I would go and buy PlayStation stock. There was that PlayStation outage. You remember that?
Right.
That whole big thing that happened. They were out for like a month or two. Their shit tanked.
Look at the movie Frequency. He told him to
Buy Honda stock.
what was it? Was it like Apple or something
Yeah.
like that? Invest in Apple, and then his friend was like, successful, had a happy life, and all this stuff. Not a bad idea.
Go back in time.
I saw something about, I can't remember if it was Colorado or California, where they're going to be selling stocks for medical marijuana. Yeah, buddy.
All right, let's move on to another hypothetical thing. All right, I'm forgetting it. Maybe you'll remember it, or maybe someone out there will remember it. There is a comic book series or a storyline where I think Superman wasn't around anymore, or something like that.
Dead?
Possibly, I can't remember what it was. I remember it from when I was a kid, or something like that. Or remember it from a long time ago. I don't remember. And the storyline is that they created these other superheroes, right? Lab engineered superheroes, right? And they had the powers of Superman, right? But each of them had a different power, right? But they all had trade-offs to the power, right? They weren't perfect like Superman, right? So I always like that concept right there. It's like, okay, you had a power from Superman, but that power had a trade-off to it, right? So let's go with this one. Like, say, would you take the heat vision power from Superman, right? Would you take that power, knowing that the trade-off is that the power, the heat vision builds up, and eventually, every now and then, you have to let it out, right? You'll have to blast it off.
Sure.
Right? Would you still take the power, knowing that, like, I don't know, every 6 hours, just out of your eyes, a super heat vision blast?
You might have to shoot it into the sky, but you might also mess up the ozone layer.
Exactly. So would you take the heat vision power?
Couldn't. Nope.
No? Okay, now let's move on to another Superman power. The trade-off is, say you could take the X-ray vision, right? But
See, that's terrible.
But
That's terrible.
it
Because-
does the same thing an X-ray machine does. So I want you to think about it. Like, okay, you're sending X-ray radiation out of your eyes to see through things, but you're also releasing this radiation into the fucking wherever you're looking at.
It'll kill you.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want anything like X-ray because, you know, most guys are gonna say, "Well, I'm gonna use it to like look through somebody's clothes."
Yeah.
But see, what people don't realize about that is like everything is kind of a lot of times just squished. Just squished in, and it won't look good.
One of my favorite jokes about Superman I've ever seen was that the women are always like, "Oh, I don't know why I have breast cancer. It's almost like like all day someone's looking at my breast with an X-ray machine all day." That's always my favorite joke.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't take the X-ray vision? Okay.
No.
Right. Okay. Flight. Right. Would you take the power of flight?
What happens? You gotta release farts.
No. The trade-off is your body reacts the same as if you were flying through the fucking air. Right. So think about it. Like, say you ever stood in front of a fucking van on high, right?
Yeah.
Just think about that. Like, if you're gonna travel super fast in the air, everything that's blowing past you, the stuff like that, would you still?
Well, why
take the
would you
power?
fly? You have to fly. You can fly. You don't have to be in a rush to go anywhere.
Exactly, right? So you probably, like, knowing that you're human and you can fly, you wouldn't be able to fly that fast, right? Because, like, one, your eyes dry out, so you need goggles. You're going to need to protect your skin, and it's going to be super fucking cold up in the fucking sky if you're going too high.
I think that's one I would take, though.
You know?
I would
You'd
take
have
the
to,
power
you
of
have to, like,
flight.
low flight, because you can't go too far up because you can't breathe, right? You're not Superman.
Right. Yeah, but I would still go maybe 3 stories high.
Oh my god, it's a flying man with a beard!
Yeah. But I think it'd be a better way to travel.
You could freak people out.
You know.
I think
I'll
you-
get
I think you
those like baby backpacks where you carry the kid on the back. Like, I'll make one for my wife.
I think you
Come on, honey, we're going to Florida.
I think that you would just. I think all you would do is go freak people out. You would just.
I probably would.
are you
I'd
gonna
probably dress up like the Grim Reaper and then just like linger there for a while and just
at
point.
people. or you would do the clown.
I would just do it to like shitty people,
you
man.
would do the clown with the big red balloon, and you would just like wave slowly at people.
I'd fly,
You-
but I'd be holding the balloon so it looks like the balloons are making me float.
Oh my-
Yeah, that would be the best way to do it.
Okay. Ice breath, right? He's got that super lungs, right?
Yeah.
You can have it, but
That's kind of a shitty power because what am I
shitty
gonna
power.
do?
But let's say you had it, right? The trade-off
I'll do
is-
it just to make like ice bridges to like ice skate someplace.
The trade-off is that when you sneeze, you can't control it. It's you're getting super breath when you sneeze. Would you still take it?
No, absolutely not. Would not. I would not do that one.
Blow away your house. Oh my god. Shatter your wife just like when you sneeze at her. It was an accident.
The bulletproof thing would be cool because you could just
Okay, so this is I was getting to this one. This one's a big one. So the trade-off is you're bulletproof, right?
Right.
Nothing can break your skin. You are invulnerable.
but you're
man.
charged for somebody's murder because you had joined a circus and you're deflecting bullets and the person shooting you, it ends up ricocheting and
No,
blowing their
the
brains
trade-off
out.
is you feel nothing.
Like, what do you mean?
You have no feeling.
I
in your
don't want
skin.
that.
No feeling in your skin. You don't feel warm. You don't feel cold. You don't feel hurt. You don't feel pain. Right? You just on your skin, your outer skin. You feel nothing. Don't trade it off.
No.
No, that's a hard one right there too. Yeah, I was like, oh, but you wouldn't die, but you would feel nothing.
Right. I'm just thinking about this for like dirty reasons. So,
Just like
that's it.
I don't know
Like,
if I could do that if I couldn't feel nothing
Right.
with my super dick.
that's right. That's right. You know.
All right, next power from Superman, super dick. You had a super dick.
There was there was a storyline in Superman where he ended up impregnating Lois Lane and she died because that baby ended up having the same abilities as Superman, you know, and when the baby's kind of in the womb and they kick and all that kind of shit, boom, dead, you know. It's like, so Superman technically can never have kids with an Earth woman.
Exactly. So you have super dick. Take it or not. The trade-off is every woman wants that super dick.
It's hard to say, you know. That's one of those things that's like, wow.
No, not just women. Everybody wants it. Just like even like someone who's like, ooh, that way.
Yeah, but you know, the payoff would be like you could help firefighters. Don't worry, like the building's on fire and you just piss it out. You know.
Shotgun blast.
You could do tricks, you know, line up a bunch of like cans like on a fence post. Watch what I can do.
Watch what I can do. I bet I can piss and hit that can 20 feet away.
Will our heroes podcast survive? Spread the word, subscribe, and tune in next time. Same Pop Samurai time, same Pop Samurai channel.